What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. All right, Kenny Tunison here. I got a treat for you today. All right, I'm going to be giving a home gym tour. All right, a garage gym tour. Okay, now there's a lot of activity going on out here. All right, my dad's like planting trees. All right, you see him right there. There's a baseball game, I think 2 baseball games going on at the park right behind us here. So a lot of loud noises, a lot of kids screaming. All right, smack of the glove, ping of the bat. If that's what you hear, that's what's going on. All right, but let's get right into this home gym here. Now, this is a side section of the garage here, and it's 25 feet deep, and I think about 18 feet wide here, which brings it to about 400 something square feet, maybe 430, 440. I did the math the other day, but I have since forgotten it. So yeah, 400 and something square feet, but let's dive right into it now. I'm gonna start over here. All right, first up we have the Ironmaster Super Bench Pro V2. Now the only reason I got this thing was for the leg attachment right here to do leg curls and leg extensions on, and I love it so far. All right, it was kind of expensive. It was about $900 something, I think, with everything, everything together, the bench and the leg attachment. But let's be honest here, these things, I didn't really buy it for the right reason that it's sold for. All right, these have like a gazillion attachments, and that's why they're so much money. All right, I think they're like 500 something just for the bench, because it has like a lat pull down attachment. It has a preacher curl bench attachment. It's for people that have very little space, and it's a great option. All right, great company to deal with, and I have no complaints. All right, this leg thing here, I love it. Okay, I use it for leg curls primarily, and also leg extensions, like I said before, and it's pretty high quality. I mean, pretty thick steel. I think it's a 11 gauge, and yeah, no complaints here. I love it. I would definitely buy again. It is kind of long, okay, but it doesn't take up that much space. All right, you guys can see it's not wide at all, so I kind of just stuck it right over here next to the treadmill. And you might be asking, why a prone leg curl and not a seated leg curl? I absolutely hate the seated leg curl machines, so just got a prone one because that's the one I like. Onto the treadmill, we have a Horizon whatever. I think it's like a 7AT. Now, I did not buy this. Okay, I actually got this for free, and I'll tell you guys the story behind this thing. But first, I want to give you a little view of the dashboard right here. And this thing's a beast, right? It's like metal. Okay. Solid. It's a tank, and it goes up to a high incline setting. It's great. I've been using it pretty much every single day for cardio. Now, the story, all right, because I do want to tell you guys the story here. So my cousins, they were cleaning up an estate sale, all the stuff that they couldn't sell because these people were moving or whatever. And this thing did not sell, surprisingly. They're trying to get, I think, $250 for it. All right, and this retails for $1,000. All right, so pretty expensive treadmill, and no one bought it. So my cousin already had a treadmill, so he's like, all right, Kenny, you want one? And I was like, yeah, you know what? Why not? So I finally put together a few, I think about a month ago I put it together, and I've been loving it so far, right? So a free treadmill, it's been awesome. All right, now moving on, okay? Now we have the Deltec Fitness DF910. Now I'm gonna be honest, I got this thing like a long ass time ago. All right, it's got like the nylon pulleys or whatever. I got it a very long time ago. All right, it's a budget piece. It was only like, I think like $250 or whatever. Like, it was cheap. All right, the padding, you can tell by the padding. It's just like, it's cheap, but it hasn't ripped yet. All right, this little plastic end cap broke off like years ago, but it's held up. I've used it for all my low pulley rows, all right, all my lat pull downs, everything, tricep flat bar push downs. It's been great, and I got all the attachments over there on one of these these Husky Home Depot hooks. I just drilled them right into the stud here, and you know, it holds all that, right? It's got the long rope, short rope, lat pull down bar, low pulley V-grip bar, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, now the one thing I will say about this, okay, I've had to replace these cables about 3 times already, all right, but I have had it for 5 years or so. So I would replace them. If you end up getting something like this from this company, you're gonna have to replace it every like year and a half, I would say, because they just get worn up, you know, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. I remember the first time it broke on me. It broke while I was doing low pulley rows, and I was like, holy crap, all right? It just like shot forward, and it was pretty scary. But yeah, no complaints with this thing. It is a budget piece, all right? It's not like one of those fancy Rep Fitness or Rogue ones that they sell now, but it gets the job done. Now over here behind it, I got just this like generic calf block that I got. I don't even know what company this is. I don't even think it says what company, but I was doing calf raises on that for the longest time, but not anymore, which I will go over in a few moments why that has changed. Now over here we have one of the Yes for All adjustable dumbbells that I have, and this is the set that goes up to, I think, 50 pounds. Now over here, all the dumbbells I have gotten over the years. Now you will see, you got 10s, 15s, 20s, 25s. Now the 20s and the 25s are different because I got these weird looking ones with like the really thin handle. I got these like when I was like, I don't know, 14 at Sports Authority, and Sports Authority doesn't even exist anymore. So yeah, pretty funny. But I ended up getting these later on, these fitness gear ones. I got them all at the same time, I think from Dick's Sporting Goods. And this other Yes for All adjustable set goes up to 100 pounds each. You guys can see all the weights over here. And what's cool about the Yes for All ones, they are budget, and they do have these freaking like these pipes here that stick into you. What's cool about them though is that they are great if you're doing a dumbbell French press, because if you see right in here, it's flat and it's very wide. So it's easier to hold onto when you're doing something like a dumbbell French press as compared to a hex dumbbell. It's all like kind of thin here and slick. It's very hard to hold onto, especially when you get to like those last reps of a set of French press. It's just a pain in the ass. So this is why I keep these around, because I still use them. I use them for dumbbell French press. But onto the rack that is holding it. This is a Rep, I think it says it down there. Yeah, Rep dumbbell rack. Now you guys might have seen this one over here. I was using this before, but I had to get rid of it because these little ledges right here are not long enough to hold these bigger hex dumbbells that I got, these 85s right here. And the Rep one is much bigger. All right, and this is just built like a tank, this thing. All right, I'm happy I got it. I just got it a week ago, I think 2 weeks ago actually, and I love it so far. All right, it holds a lot of dumbbells, and it's built like a tank. But let's move on to another Sports Authority purchase. All right, an iron grip strength, whatever that says, and all the weights that came with it. Pretty sure my dad bought this a while ago, back in like the early 2000s, and I still use these weights. All right, I load these weights up on the lat pull down machine, and I use them for some other things too, for weighted dips as well when I do those, and they get the job done. You know, they're weights, can't really complain here. Now onto this other Husky hook. We got just a generic Amazon belt that I use for squats, bench, whatever movement I'm using or I'm doing, I use it for. And then I have a nice Rogue Fitness weight belt. If I'm doing like weighted pull-ups or weighted dips, I'll use those. Got an American flag up here. Got this like 1775 Gadsden flag or whatever. I'm not very political, but I like the message behind this one. I'm more like I'm much more of a Christian. All right, I'm Christian, but I read the Bible. I go by that, but I do like this flag. All right, I like the meaning behind it. A lot of people think it's like a modern Trump thing or whatever, but it's actually from 1775, right when America was, right in the Revolution, starting out. So pretty cool. American flag, of course. Why not? And now these mirrors are they're not very thick, right? I don't know if that's going to focus there, but when my brother and I were hooking these up, I had to make sure they were level because I put one right next to it over here. Okay. And I think they're just 3x5s and they get the job done. I put them up for, just to look at my form and all that stuff, and they get the job done. All right. They're a little distorted on the ends over here, but who cares? They were like $50 a pop. Who really cares? All right. Now over to here, we have a Titan Fitness. Yeah, there's a logo. Titan Fitness Preacher Pad. All right. This thing was not cheap. It was like 400 something bucks when I bought it. I think it's a little cheaper now, but it is nice. All right, it's built like a tank. One thing I do hate about it is this adjuster down here. It just feels like it feels so cheap. All right, and if you guys know anything about Titan Fitness, their instructions are awful. All right, they'll just be like a expanded diagram of all the pieces, no steps whatsoever, and they have not changed it yet. Okay, everything I've ordered from there, and even recently, that's what I get. So pretty sad there. But they always have shipped to me, right? They've never scammed me. So I guess there's something there. But yeah, nice preacher pad. And the bar on it is it's a Rogue curl bar. And this is heavier than most curl bars. This is a 30-pound curl bar. And it's got the thick knurling on it, thick handle. I use this sometimes for preacher curls. I haven't really been doing them lately because they hurt my wrists, but I love doing them. All right, this is like a whole station I have here. Look into the mirror when I'm doing them. Pretty nice. Now onto the dip bar, I guess you can call it here. This thing's generic. I don't even remember where I ordered this from. Might have just been Amazon. I don't really know. It's got like these really big bolts on it, and it wobbles sometimes when I do it, but gets the job done. All right. I've strapped on, I think, 245s up to with this thing, because I'm always repping out up to 10 reps with weighted dips. I can't do that weight now because I haven't really been doing them seriously, but way back then I used to do them a lot and it held up fine. It's still here. Will not be getting rid of it anytime soon. And yeah, let's move on. We have another Husky grip. All right. We have these cute little pink clips, and then these things, wrist wraps or straps, whatever they're called. And now on to basically the highlights of the gym. This is a rep baseline rack. All right, I think it's like the 1100 or the 1050, and I got the rack by itself, not with these cloth safeties, not with the extended storage on the back. I just got it by itself. I didn't even have this bench yet. I got this rack and this adjustable bench at the same time. The adjustable bench was like $250 and the rack was about, I think, $350. I think it still is $350 too. So that's how you know it's baseline. All right. It was $350 when I bought it right before COVID, when like the prices skyrocketed right after COVID, and it was just crazy. This thing's the same price, all right, from when it was before COVID. So pretty funny there, but it is 14 gauge steel, right? It's a little thinner than 11 gauge. If you're like lifting crazy ass heavy weight, I would definitely not recommend it, but I failed over like 20 times 315 on this thing when it comes to bench, and it's held it fine. There's no complaints here. It's very safe for squats as well. A little tight in the cage, but if you get your footing right in the middle and you know how to squat, it's perfect, right? You just set up your safeties and whatnot. I do hate how the numbers are just like 10 to 15, not like all of them numbered, but whatever, all right, It's not hard to figure out, and I like it. It's here to stay. They also have a lat pull down attachment for it right here, but I already have one, so don't really need to do that. Now for the extended storage, I got this later on, earlier this year actually, which is like way later than I got the rack. And I like it. You know, it holds on here with like bolts or whatever. Comes down here. It's got 4 weight horns, and then it's got 2 barbell sleeves. Right, I have my old Dick's Sporting Goods Ethos bar or whatever, and the other one that I haven't touched in months and probably will never touch ever again, because I have this beautiful, beautiful Rogue stainless steel Ohio bar, I believe. Let's look at that one more time. Yep, Ohio bar. All right. The Ohio bar is great. And I got the stainless option. This thing was like $420 something, but it's worth it. I mean, it's a barbell. It's what you do a lot of your work with. It's absolutely worth the price. Now, as for these weights, now I have a funny story with these weights. These are from the Strengthco. Beautiful plates. All right, don't get me wrong. Beautiful. But this company does not know how to package their plates. All right, these things were just in cardboard boxes, no cushion whatsoever. And they had a lot of these nicks on them when they came. I don't know if that's going to focus there. You guys can see that big chunk missing. Those nicks were on like 5 of the plates, and one of the 2.5s was missing. Okay, I guess it got lost during a shipment, which is not surprising because they used FedEx. Not surprising at all there. But their customer service was quick, and they got it to me in no time. So, but they are nice plates. I got 345s on each side down there. This rack holds them perfectly fine. Now onto this bench. Now I have a pretty wide shoulder breadth, so I was looking for something wider than this because I was using this for the longest time, and it's only about 11.5 inches where my shoulders are when I'm benching, and it just didn't feel right. I actually almost got injured when I was using it. My right shoulder kind of like moved because it wasn't locked in all the way. So I picked up one of these, and I think this is only like maybe $300, but this thing's a beast. All right, it's just like solid steel. The pad's great, and for wider guys, it really gets the job done. Now onto this weight tree over here. This is from Titan Fitness, and I got 2 bumper plates on it that I never touch. Well, not actually. I use the one on the top here. I use that when I'm squatting now because I like elevating my heels when I squat. It makes my knees feel a lot better. But got the Sony speaker over there, foam roll, and Washington crossing the Delaware. All right, just a badass illustration. And then, of course, this rep adjustable. Already talked about that. We have the man in the arena. One of my favorite quotes. Actually, it's from a speech, but one of my favorite quotes ever. We got Steve Reeves, 2 photos of him. And I wanted to get more photos of silver era guys, you know, because they're natural. I wanted to get like Clancy Ross right next to them, John Grimmick, Alan Stefan or whatever. But I cannot find posters of those guys the same size as these ones to save my life. So kind of just stays like this. Don't really know what I'm going to do here yet because there's a lot of wall space. But I'll figure it out. Now onto this. This is my Titan Fitness 4-axis neck machine. This thing's awesome. All right. I got it because I realized my forearms were almost as big as my pencil neck, and I wanted my arms to be the same size as my biceps. So I picked this up, and I've already grown about over 1.5 inches on my neck. So it's been doing the job quite well. And I do forward, backward on this thing. It's nice. All right. It's a little cheesy made, but it's a neck machine. All right. It gets the job done. Now on to the newest addition, and this thing is a tank. All right, it's the Ritfit Gazelle Pro, 3-in-1, I think it's called. And you guys can see, I guess it's called the Gazelle because it's got like this shape rests right here. But I was searching for a hack squat leg press machine for quite some time. All right, it was about, I think, 4 months I was looking for one of these, and all of them have the same problem, and that is range of motion on leg press or hack squat. So when Ritfit came out with this one, I was hesitant on, making the purchase, but after a few months and seeing that, it looks pretty good, I decided to pull the trigger because their first model had the range of motion issues. And I know Hoist Fitness makes one, like a budget option, but it's like double the price of this. And it still has the range of motion issues. Titan Fitness makes one of these, and it's like way overpriced. It's like almost $2,000. And, it's just not high quality. And it has the same issues. Bells of Steel makes one, has the same issues. But I am super happy with this thing because leg press, the range of motion is superb. All right, there's so much room to go down. I'm not even close to bottoming out. All right, that was a hard one to say. Not even close to doing that on this thing when it comes to leg press. Hack squat, I can get about 2 to 3 inches below parallel, and then it hits these stoppers right here, and then it bottoms out. Now, that might be a big deal if you like going ass to grass on hack squats, but I like doing parallel squats when I'm doing hack squats because I want to target my quads more. But the main reason I got this thing, and you guys all know, is for calves, okay? And hack squats and leg presses, of course, but calf raises. So if you guys see these indents here, all right, it's right here. I can face inward, have my shoulders laying right here, and then do calf raises off this. And I can load the weights up down here, and it works out perfectly. All right, I've only done 2 workouts, I think, on this thing with calves, and it feels phenomenal. All right, money well spent, and the price on this was, it was like an Easter sale or whatever. It was actually quite laughable. I think it was like $1,000 I spent on this thing, and it usually goes for like $1,300. And if you guys know the prices of these machines, these hack squat leg press combos, they can get very expensive. And this thing it's built like a tank. I mean, a lot of it is 14 gauge steel, but other parts of it are 11 gauge. And I've never had a problem with 14 gauge steel. My rack's made of that. The Deltec Fitness DF910 is made of that. I'm pretty sure the Preacher pad is made of that as well. I've never had a problem with 14 gauge, and this thing just gets the job done. So, yeah, that is the gym, guys. Now the flooring, just generic Tractor Supply mats. That's all there is to it. And yeah, that is the gym. All right, not really looking to add anything anytime soon. I don't even have enough room to do that right now. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. All right, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Of course, as always, God bless.